Hey everyone, it's Green Spud Trades here, and in today's episode I want to talk about a topic related to stock trading. Stock trading. I hope you could hear over the background noise over there. So I've been looking at how the stock market's been going crazy lately. You know, we're hitting like a record high every day on the S&P 500. You know, looking at Bitcoin is going crazy. Man, I was actually thinking about buying Bitcoins, a few of them, a few years ago, back when they were in the hundreds of dollars. Now, one Bitcoin's worth about like close to $20,000. It's insane. And I often think about how if I made a few decisions differently, I probably would be very wealthy right now. You know, probably a multi-millionaire. But I didn't make those decisions, and I'm not a multi-millionaire. So, yeah, so if I made a few decisions differently a few years ago, I would be much wealthier now, but I didn't make those decisions, and I missed out on a lot of money. But I'm the type of person who really feels ultra accountability for things that I do wrong. So it's kind of like how on my blog, I did a post a couple years back about something called the fear of missing out. And the fear of missing out is a trading psychology trap, which gets you into really bad trades, gets you into bad decisions, because the fear of missing out is what makes a trader chase stocks and you know, you have fear of missing out, you get into a bad trade, and that's how a lot of traders get screwed. But this phenomenon where you have a regret of something that you didn't buy, something that you didn't do, it really bothers your psychology and makes you want to try to make up for that, whatever you missed out on. And it could probably lead to the fear of missing out if you can't keep a cool head. But the main problem that has, especially for somebody like me, is that you feel really down in the dumps about it and upset. Maybe this should be called the regret of missing out. And every trader has that. Like, if I bought that stock a couple of years ago, I would have had so much money. But it's really unhealthy to think that way. And there's something about this book that Mike Cernovich wrote called Guerilla Mindset. And in it, he talks about self-talk and how, you know, when somebody is really down on themselves and making themselves feel bad about the decision that they made, and you're really beating yourself down, that's really bad self-talk. It's not very productive. And Mike Cernovich says, would you talk to a friend that way who had the same problem? Right? Well, I mean, if you're talking to yourself really negatively, you know, would you still be friends with that person if you talk to somebody else that way? So I started thinking, like, what could be done about the negative self-talk of the regret of missing out on a stock trade to make you cope with that loss better and help you move on? So here's what I came up with. I know that in the future there's going to be more opportunities. There's bundles of money to be made. As Jim Cramer likes to say, there's always a bull market somewhere. And you got to be positive and think that you're going to find that bull market next time. But about beating yourself up for something that you did, or something that you didn't do a while back, how do you get around that? Well, is the decisions that you have today that could make you rich tomorrow, are they any easier now? I mean, okay, so there's plentiful opportunities there. There's probably more opportunities than there were a few years ago that could make me rich now. But is it easy to make those decisions, to find what those opportunities are? So, in other words, if I didn't buy Bitcoin several years ago, and I'm beating myself up for that, and I'm really upset, oh, I should have bought Bitcoin when it was at $500 or $300. And now look at where Bitcoin's at, right? Well, today, Bitcoin's at $20,000. It could go to $100,000. You know? Or it could go down to zero. There could be some type of a bug in the Bitcoin system. All the Bitcoins get hacked and it's worthless tomorrow. You just don't know. So the question is, I mean, there's going to be bull markets. There's going to be more opportunities. But how easy are they to find? Is the decision any easier? Because if your decisions aren't easy now, then why would the decisions have been any easier 5 years ago? The only difference is now you have the advantage of hindsight and seeing what the mistakes are, what you could have done differently. So I guess the thing is, to know from this is that there's always a bull market somewhere. You got to stay positive. You're going to find that bull market. You're going to find the opportunities for tomorrow. And it's not worth getting upset about opportunities that you missed, because the decision wasn't easy back then. So anyway, that's all I have to say for today, and I hope you found that to be a useful trading psychology thing, and have a Merry Christmas. Green Spud out.